Shalom and welcome to my channel. My name is Chan Komanduana and I'm your host. So before we get into it, I'd like to do the housekeeping, guys. I'd like to ask you guys to please subscribe to my channel. Please give this video thumbs up. Please share so that even other people out there can find this message, especially if you have found something useful to this video from this video. Just a disclaimer before we jump into today's story, guys, I'm not speaking as a professional, so anything that I say must not be taken as a professional advice. This is just my perspective. This is just my experience, things that I see in my day-to-day life, my past experience, people that I talk to, people that I've seen their experience. So I take lessons from everything that I see in my life. So you must not take this video as like it's a professional advice or anything, but if you can find something that's useful from this video, kudos to you guys. You can use it, you can apply it into your life and see if you can get better results. As usual, I will start by telling a story and then I will explain, also give few lessons based on the story that has happened. Without further ado, let's jump into it. So if you grew up in the rural areas like me, so you remember as a boy, what we do, would go and play soccer. We had a small team, a football team. So we used to practice there in a dusty ground and all of that. And sometimes we would organize matches with other neighboring villages so that we can go and have a competition or a tournament. So I remember this other time, so we had to go and play this match with a neighboring village. So what happened was that we had this other guy. This guy was a star, he was a good player, but he got injured, and he was the only guy who was like a good player, because even the senior team would use him to play. But that time he got injured, and then we went to the village. When we start playing there, when we were about to play, we decided that, this guy, we cannot play without this guy. This guy is the best one, is the one we put our hopes on. We trust this guy, he's gonna score, he's gonna make us win. So what we do, and then we decide that, we ask him if he can play, but he was injured. Everyone could see that this guy is in pain, but he could still walk. So he was like, okay, it's fine, let me try and play, and then I'll just go in, and then if I feel like it's getting worse, then I'll get out, I'll be substituted. The guy goes into the ground as we're playing. Now, because it's somebody that we trust, it's somebody that we know he's good, we put all our hopes onto that guy to win us the game. Only that because he was injured, it's making worse to his injury. His injury is getting worse. It's getting worse. Before even the end of the game, the guy couldn't even walk properly because he made the injury worse. So guys, why do I tell these stories? The points that I'm trying to put out there, the first point is that do not ignore your injury. Injuries affect performance. In the game of football, injuries affect you physically, so it's going to affect your performance. But in the game of life, in the game of love, in relationships, it's going to affect you emotionally, and that's going to mess up your experience, right? So don't ignore your injuries. If you have been injured, try to address the injury so that you can get better results. Ignoring injuries does not take away the impact that the injury has. It's not going away. Ignoring injuries does not take away the impact that the injury has in your life, whether it be dating relationship, whether it be employee-employer relationship, parent-son relationship, daughter and mother, father and son. It does not matter. If we want our relationship to work, we need to address our injuries. If we want to have a better results in our life, we need to address our injuries. When the injury is left alone, what it does, it just grows and grows and grows and grows. By the time you try to deal with it, it's already a huge thing that you can't even deal with, that you don't have within you the capacity to deal with it, because you have let it grow, you've let it build up to a point where it's too big. Now you can't address it, or it's going to take you a lot. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take more effort, more money, more resources, more time to actually deal with the injury. So as soon as we realize that I'm injured, we need to get checked up, we need to ask for help, we need to see what we can do to stop the hurt or the wound. Sometimes injury, it does not matter whether it's a self-inflicted injury or somebody caused the injury, but what it does is that it filters our perspective. It makes us hear things that are not being said. It makes us see things that are not there sometimes. For example, let's say you are in a romantic relationship, and then it's either your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your husband or your wife, right? They come to you and say, I don't like it when you do 1, 2, 3. It will take a person who is clear, who does not have injury, to understand the other person, the person who's saying, I don't like 1, 2, 3. But if you are injured, chances are you are going to hear something like, you are not enough. Because somebody's just saying, it's making you aware that, okay, I don't like it when you do 1, 2, 3, or I don't like 1, 2, 3 in this way. But what you hear is that you are not enough. This is just an example. There are a lot of things. People could be just having a friendly chat. Let's say it's your girlfriend chatting with other guys. A friendly, innocent chat, but what you're going to see is that she's cheating on you or whatever, because you have an injury that you didn't address, right? Another thing that we need to do, which is very, very important, is to assess the injury, especially when you have identified that I've been hurt, I've got an injury. Then you need to assess it. You need to know whether the injury, it is a perceived loss or is an actual loss. So that when you start dealing with your injury, then you know where you're starting. Are you starting from zero, or you just going to use whatever that you had to try and rebuild what you trying to achieve, or you have to just give up and leave and go start afresh? For example, some people live our lives, especially when it's in a romantic relationship. There are people that when they live our life, it hurts, like it breaks us, you feel the pain. But if you look at it, if you assess the situation, you might find out that that person did you a favor by leaving you, because maybe they were not even giving you anything. All they did was taking from you. You were giving your time, your resources, your money, your energy, and everything. All they did was taking. But if you don't assess the injury, you're going to be crying that, why did they leave me? I want them back. You want the liability back. But if you do assess the injury, then you are aware that, no, okay, it's a good thing that this person left me, because I didn't get anything. I didn't benefit anything. My life didn't improve. I didn't get better. I didn't become a better person. You know what I mean? So when you do that, when you assess your injury, then you become aware that, okay, maybe you need to go and start afresh. Maybe you don't even need to use the ashes of that situation to rebuild something that you want. Maybe you need to just strip the ashes away and start from scratch. And then lastly, they say the fastest way or the quickest way to deal with an addiction or to deal with any problem is to admit that there is a problem. But sometimes when you find out that there's a problem, you might not know what to do, or you might not have the time to deal with the problem, or you might not have the knowledge to deal with the problem. So when you identify that something is wrong, I do have an injury, I have been hurt, what do? Ask for help. Ask for help. Ask other people. Do what you gotta do to try and fix the injury before you get back into the playing ground. It's going to help you a lot. It's going to better your experience. It's going to also not rob the other person to experience what you can offer, because when you try to play with an injury, you are going to be limited in what you can do. So imagine the whole team is depending on you, but you are trying not to make your injury worse. Then you are limited. You don't give it your all. Also, sometimes when you're looking for solution, I've realized that most people, including myself, that whenever I was hurt, I would always try to find something to replace the pain, something that will make me forget about the pain, not to think about the pain a lot. So some people, I've realized that some would use alcohol, some would use sex, some would use whatever that they can get hold of to try and avoid the pain, not to address the problem. And then it always comes back in the future. It does not go away if it's not dealt with. So we need to deal with these issues that are affecting our relationship, how we see other people. Let's try to avoid playing hurt. Let's not play hurt. It's life. These things are going to happen. As long as we are living amongst people, we are going to get disappointed. We are going to get hurt, whether intentionally or not. It does not matter. Oxalayo, the pain is there and it needs to be dealt with before somebody can get into the ground, can go into the pitch, because playing with an injury is not going to solve anything. It's just going to make the situation worse, guys. So that's my message for today. If you like this video, please share, please like, please subscribe to my channel, guys. And also I'd like to thank those who already subscribed to my channel. And me, I love you.